The movie opens with a married couple, Dan and Becky, climbing a steep mountain with their thrill-seeking friend, Hunter. Everything seems fine until Dan reaches a tricky spot in the rock. Just as he tries to secure his grip, a bird suddenly flies out, startling him. He loses balance and falls to his death right in front of Becky. She's frozen in shock, unable to do anything but watch. Fast forward 51 weeks later, Becky is still grieving Dan's death. She's withdrawn from life, numbing her pain with alcohol and listening to his old voicemails over and over.
Miss you.
Her father, James, tries to talk some sense into her and help her move on,
That he wasn't this martyr that you'd be able to move on with your life.
but she pushes him away.
I miss him. I miss the way he made me feel.
But you have to start living your life again.
I need you to leave me alone.
Back at her apartment, Becky is on the edge, literally and emotionally. She's about to take her own life when she gets a surprise call from Hunter. It's been a long time, and Hunter wants to meet. Becky agrees. Hunter shows up with her usual adventurous energy and proposes a wild idea.
I have something that's planned. So I have something that I want to pitch you.
Now, hit that like button like it's the villain in the final act, and subscribe faster than Tom Cruise running in every Mission Impossible. Back to story. She wants them to climb a 2,000-foot tall, abandoned TV tower, the B-67 Tower. She believes the thrill will help Becky break out of her depression. She even suggests bringing Dan's ashes along, saying Dan would have totally done something like this if he were alive. The next morning,
Let's do it. Climb your stupid tower.
Becky decides to go for it. They stop at a small diner on the way. The waitress points out the tower from a distance, and Hunter shows off her social media influencer skills, even using a trick to charge Becky's phone when the waitress refuses to help. The next day, they hit the road. While driving, they get distracted filming a vlog and narrowly avoid a serious crash with a truck. Eventually, they reach the tower's base, but the entrance is locked. Determined, they continue on foot. At the tower, they notice a pack of vultures circling and feeding on a dying animal nearby.
It's still alive.
It's a creepy omen, but they shrug it off and snap a few pictures before beginning the climb. As they stand beneath the massive tower, Becky starts to panic. Just looking up at it makes her tremble with fear. But Hunter stays calm and encouraging. She tells Becky she believes in her and promises to stick by her side the whole way up.
You are so much stronger than you think you are. And let's do this.
Hunter explains that the tower has 2 sets of ladders. The first 1,800 feet are inside a metal tube, and the final 200 feet are exposed on the outside. Despite the obvious rust and wear on the tower, they start to climb. As they make their way up, it's clear the structure is in terrible shape. The bolts are loose, the ladder shakes, and the whole thing groans under their weight. After a while, Becky asks for a break.
Can we rest a moment? I need a drink.
They stop to catch their breath and drink some water. Eventually, they reach the end of the internal ladder. Now it's time for the final 200 feet on the outside, by far the most dangerous part. The metal is even more rusted, and as they climb, some bolts literally fall out and drop to the ground below.
What was that?
It's terrifying, but somehow, they make it to the top. At the top, both of them feel a rush of excitement and relief. They just climbed 2,000 feet. To celebrate, Hunter pulls off a risky stunt near the edge while Becky films her with a drone. Hunter then convinces Becky to try the same move, and although scared at first, Becky does it
I've got you. Open your eyes.
and feels a spark of energy she hadn't felt in ages.
Whenever I needed a laugh, I have your shit jokes. I don't feel whole anymore.
She finally lets go of Dan's ashes, releasing them into the wind. Hunter gets emotional watching this and breaks down in tears. Becky comforts her, and for a moment, they both feel at peace. But then it's time to head down. As Becky starts to descend, the nightmare begins. The rusty ladder suddenly breaks apart beneath her. She slips, but Hunter manages to grab her just in time and pulls her back up. Now they're both stuck on top of a 2,000-foot tower, with no ladder, no way down, and no cell signal.
I have a signal. So freaking high, there's no signal up here.
Becky starts to panic, convinced they're going to die up there.
We're gonna die of thirst. No. We don't have water. That is how you die.
Hunter checks her leg and sees she's injured from the fall. She bandages the wound as best she can. All they can do now is wait and hope someone sees them.
We don't get service up here, but we definitely did down there.
Desperate for help, Becky types out a message for rescue and tries to get a signal by holding her phone up high, but there's no reception that far up. So they come up with a risky plan. Protect the phone by wrapping it in socks and stuffing it inside Hunter's shoe, then toss it all the way down to the ground, hoping it survives the fall and someone finds it. Before doing this, Becky notices a small tattoo on Hunter's foot, a detail that sticks with her. Hunter throws the shoe, but unfortunately, the phone breaks on impact. Later, a man and his dog appear near the base of the tower. Spotting them with binoculars,
Hey, help us!
Come on, boy.
Becky quickly throws her other shoe to grab their attention, but the man doesn't notice. He's too distracted by a phone call. They spot his partner in their van nearby and decide to try signaling them with flares once it gets dark. That night, Becky and Hunter light flares and flash their phone lights, and it seems to work. The men spot them.
Up here! They can see us! Oh my God!
But instead of helping, the two thieves steal the girl's car and drive off.
Stealing my freaking car! What? No!
It's a crushing blow. After the chaos settles, Becky confronts Hunter about the tattoo on her foot. It matches something she'd seen on Dan's phone wallpaper. That's when Hunter finally confesses. She had been having an affair with Dan for 4 months before his death. She insists Dan made the first move and that she deeply regrets it, but Becky is heartbroken. Tearfully, she takes off her wedding ring, devastated by the betrayal. Hunter keeps apologizing, but Becky says nothing. All she can think about is how thirsty she is. Hunter decides to retrieve her backpack, which had fallen onto a satellite dish just below the platform.
Wait, maybe I can get it. I think the rope was long enough to reach it.
She climbs down the structure carefully and manages to grab it. But as she climbs back up, her foot slips. Becky panics, fearing the worst, but thankfully, Hunter survives the fall and manages to climb back. Becky is relieved and finally drinks some water from the recovered bag. Next, they attempt to send Becky's drone out to the diner they stopped at earlier, hoping someone there will see their SOS message. The drone flies for a while, but its battery dies too soon, and they're forced to bring it back. That night, Becky has a terrifying nightmare
Hunter, where are you?
where vultures are eating Hunter's body. She jolts awake, shaken, only to find Hunter beside her, assuring her she's still alive. Trying to stay hopeful, Becky remembers Hunter's old phone charging hack. She suggests using the tower's aviation warning light to power the drone.
Becky, you freaking genius.
Hunter warns her that the light's bulb will be extremely hot. Still determined, Becky climbs the small pole at the top of the tower and begins to remove the bulb. Despite being attacked by a vulture while up there, Becky manages to charge the drone using the tower's warning light.
You did it!
She's ready to send it out again with a message for help, but Hunter suggests waiting for rush hour so more people at the diner might see it. They agree to hold off for a better chance. As they wait, Becky grows weaker. She's dehydrated, dizzy, and emotionally drained. She starts missing her dad, James, and says she wishes she could apologize to him. He was right all along about Dan. Hunter tries to keep her awake, gently distracting her by talking about wrestling.
We would watch wrestling. WWE.
She asks Becky to name her favorite wrestlers, trying to keep her mind active. At 10 a.m., Becky finally sends the drone toward the diner.
Just keep that shit.
But just before it gets there, a truck smashes into it on the road. The driver doesn't even notice. Becky watches in disbelief. Crushed, she feels like it's all over. Trying to cheer her up, Hunter mentions a storm that's coming, but Becky is barely listening. Instead, she comes up with another plan, using Hunter's other shoe to send a message down with her phone again. That's when Hunter softly says she can't take off her shoe because she's dead. Suddenly, it all clicks. Hunter didn't survive that earlier fall. Becky had imagined her being alive this whole time. Overwhelmed, Becky breaks down in tears, now fully alone on the tower. Feeling like she's at the end, Becky records a final message to her dad. She apologizes for shutting him out and tells him that she wants to live. Meanwhile, James is shown looking for her, still holding on to hope. He texts her, saying she can reach out whenever she's ready. The next morning, Becky wakes up with a new determination. She pretends to be dead, and when a vulture swoops down to feed on her, she grabs it by the neck, kills it, and eats it to regain strength.
You need energy. We should eat something.
Fueled by survival instincts, Becky tells herself she is the best climber and starts making her way down the tower. It's risky and painful, but she pushes through, step by step. When she reaches Hunter's real body, lying on the satellite dish below, she takes a moment to say goodbye and apologize. Then she carefully puts her phone, with a message to her father explaining where she is, into Hunter's shoe. She tucks the phone into Hunter's body to protect it, and gently pushes her friend's body off the dish, sending it to the ground below with hope that someone will find it. As night falls, the scene shifts to Becky's father, James, speeding toward the tower. When he arrives, he finds police cars, medics, and a crowd gathered at the site. His heart sinks as he sees a body bag being loaded into an ambulance. He breaks down in tears, believing it's Becky. But then he hears her voice. Becky calls out to him from a nearby ambulance. She's alive. James turns around in shock, and they run into each other's arms, both crying. Becky tells her father that she loves him and says she's sorry for pushing him away. James, overwhelmed with relief, holds her tightly. He gently tells her it's time to go home. As they leave together, Becky takes one last look at the nearby body hunters. It's a silent, powerful moment. With that, she turns away, and the movie ends.